They told her the cockpit wasn't built for her. Not her hands, not her frame, not her voice. The first time she walked into the flight training hangar, conversations softened into pauses. Eyes followed her, not with curiosity, but doubt. Combat aviation had rules written long before she arrived, and none of them imagined someone like her wearing a helmet, strapping into a fighter jet, or leading a formation into hostile skies. But she didn't come to fit the rules. She came to rewrite them. Her journey didn't begin in the air. It began on the ground, fighting invisible battles. Physical standards that were tradition, evaluations that somehow felt heavier on her shoulders than on anyone else's. Mistakes she wasn't allowed to make, because one slip would confirm every bias waiting patiently in the shadows. While others trained to fly, she trained to endure. Every early morning run, every simulator session, every debrief where her performance had to be flawless just to be considered equal, carved resilience into her bones. When she finally climbed into her first combat aircraft, the roar of the engine drowned out years of noise. Up there, above the clouds, gravity didn't care about gender, history, or expectations. Only skill mattered, precision, discipline, calm under pressure. She learned to trust the aircraft and, more importantly, to trust herself. Each successful maneuver, each perfect landing chipped away at the myth that she didn't belong. Combat changed everything. The first mission was quiet, too quiet. The sky stretched endlessly, beautiful and unforgiving. Then the radio crackled. Targets confirmed, threats active. In that moment, hesitation wasn't an option. She executed exactly as trained, her movements smooth, her mind razor-sharp. When the mission ended and her jet touched down safely, the silence that followed was different. It wasn't doubt anymore, it was respect. But breaking barriers isn't a single event, it's a relentless process. With every deployment, she carried not only the weight of the mission, but the symbolism of her presence. Success meant progress. Failure would be magnified. She flew through hostile airspace knowing that history was watching, even if it pretended not to. She logged hours others said she never would. She mastered aircraft others claimed she couldn't handle. And slowly, undeniably, the narrative began to shift. The squadron changed around her. Jokes stopped being whispered. Trust became automatic. When things went wrong in the air, and they always do, her voice over the radio was calm, authoritative, steady. The same people who once questioned her now relied on her. Younger pilots watched closely, seeing possibility where once there was none. She wasn't just flying missions anymore, she was opening doors. Recognition came quietly. No dramatic speeches, no instant statues. Just a call sign spoken with pride, just a seat at the table that no longer felt borrowed. She became an instructor, a leader, a standard, not because she demanded it, but because she earned it in the harshest classroom on Earth, the sky over combat zones, where mistakes cost lives. Her legacy wasn't about proving she was as good as anyone else. It was about proving the question never should have existed. She didn't ask for special treatment. She asked for the same chance and then exceeded every expectation attached to it. By the time her story reached the next generation, the barrier she broke had begun to feel outdated, almost unbelievable. That was the real victory. Today, when a young cadet looks up at a fighter jet screaming across the sky and thinks, that could be me, it's because she was there first, because she endured the doubt, because she flew anyway. She didn't just break barriers in combat aviation, she erased them, leaving behind open skies where limits once lived.